Hi guys, welcome to TMXing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan and welcome to Friday. This is supposed to be the end of my manual making series that you guys have asked me to do so that you can get more confident with doing things manually in your Thermomix when the need arises. Now, I was thinking, I actually think we might do a bit more next week and I'll talk more about that shortly, but today I want to show you how easy it is to blend in your Thermomix. Now, something I do remember before I had a Thermomix is trying to make things like Bliss Balls in a blender and how much of a challenge that was. So I thought today I would take myself back to those days of Bliss Ball challenges and show you today how easy it is to do something that you do in a blender like a Bliss Ball so easily in the Thermomix. So first things first, we're going to make a recipe, and I'm not going to follow guided because this week is all about learning to do things manually in your Thermomix. So I'm going to bring up the scales and I'm going to put into my Thermomix approximately 200 grams of nuts or seeds. Okay, so I'm going to use a combination of walnuts, cashews and almonds just because that's what I've got on hand. Ingredients can be a little bit tricky to source out here. Ordinarily I'd also try and use medjool dates, however, again, this, we're just finding on the road you're just not getting the range that you would normally get when you're at home. So there's some cashews, and lastly some almonds. Now these are going to be lovely cocoa style ones. Let me just put this out the way. I'd love to know, is Bliss Balls some of your repertoire, and do you have memories of blenders and Bliss Balls before you had a Thermomix, for those of you who have got a Thermomix? Maybe you're thinking about a Thermomix and how it might look different for you. Then hopefully today I can answer a few of your questions, and when it's the right time, let me know. I'd love to help you get one on the bench. So 200 grams of nuts into the Thermomix. Next you want 200 grams of medjool dates. Now I don't have medjool dates, I've got dried dates, so I've just soaked them in some boiling water for about 5 minutes because I'm so impatient I never remember to soak them beforehand, and I'm going to strain them through my simmering basket. Excuse me while I just do that now here, and they're going to go in. Now because nuts are a naturally occurring product, they're a bit dynamic, they're a bit changing. One day I might make this recipe with a certain batch of nuts and it won't require more water. Other days it will require more water or oil because just the way nuts are. A bit like rice. Rice is like that too. So 200 grams of nuts, 200 grams of dates, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, cacao. Mine's a drinking chocolate powder, I think. I am trying to use up the things that have been traveling in our caravan for 5 years now, and they're still here, so I thought I'll use this up instead. So 2 of these, okay, so 2 and 2, 200, 200 and 2. So now let's not lose that in there. Now we're going to blitz this up. So we're going to use our turbo button. So bring up turbo, which is here on our function screen. All right, now if you have a TM31, you've got a little button for turbo. TM5, you've got it in the grey section, and if you've got another thermocooker and it doesn't have turbo, spin it to speed 10. Okay, turbo is fantastic for things like mincing meat in your Thermomix as well. Chuck in some diced chicken breast and hit turbo 3 times, you've got minced meat. Actually, we might do that next week, shall we? Anyway, let's spin this up. It's going to take 3 goes at turbo. Excuse the noise. Let's have a look at the texture. Push the home key to get yourself out of turbo, and won't take long. Those arms take a 3-second break to release, and we just want to see if the mixture comes together enough. But check this out. Actually, I need to make that a little finer. I don't know about your family, but mine are a little bit picky, so I'm going to make that finer again. I'm going to hit that turbo a few more goes. Actually, let me show you guys, for those of you who don't have maybe a Thermomix, let me just do it on speed 10 so you guys can see what happens there. The other thing I was going to say is on speed 10 you can actually hear the difference in the sounds as far as it blending together. When you hit turbo, it just boosts I guess the power to the machine faster, so you kind of can't hear it because it's just constantly pulsing it, whereas when you blend it you can hear it start gripping and coming together. So that's what I was listening for there, and that's actually more the texture. Can I get it in the light? There you go, that I would like. So now it's a matter of rolling my 10 balls. If they're a bit sticky, and that's going to depend on those medjool dates and those nuts, roll them in some coconut. All right, but otherwise that's it. Now, when I used to have a blender, things used to get stuck to the sides. I would have terrible effort, like it would take me a huge effort to try and keep things in at the blades. But with the Thermomix, it's designed so beautifully so that we don't have that challenge of things getting stuck out to the sides, and instead they just beautifully combine and come together in the Thermomix every time. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's manual making in the Thermomix. Next week, I thought I'd continue on, but I'd take it next level. So I'd love you to join me next week. Next week, we're going to do things that involve our cooking elements. So things like our steaming and our frying and things like that. So if you have enjoyed this, please remember to share my page and my videos with your friends and family who maybe they've got a Thermomix, maybe they've got another thermo cooker, maybe they're just crazy busy and they need the freedom a Thermomix brings. I'd love to help them get a Thermomix on their bench. If you're interested in doing what I do and inspiring people with what the Thermomix can do for them, I'd love to hear from you. Australia-wide, I'd love to hear from you. If you're overseas, I'm sorry, I can't help. I know there's some of you guys from the UK and Sweden and stuff that watch in. But if you're in Australia, please reach out. I'd love to get you the information to decide if this is something you'd like to do for you and your family. Certainly been a game changer for us over the last 7.5 years. So if you're curious, let me know. No pressure. A bit like buying a Thermomix, it's got to be the right time for you. But I would like to be part of your journey and mentor you. So please do reach out so I can get you that information. But otherwise, guys, take care. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week for some more manual cooking, but taking it the next layer.